Welcome back to Making Money Matter, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Kerry Stevenson. I'm coming to you from the IMARC conference down at the ICC here in Sydney. I'm in the on-air section for today, and I've managed to grab Brad Valiukas. He's the Managing Director of Kaiser Reef. ASX code is KAU. Two projects, one in Victoria, one in Tasmania. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, they are producing gold. And no, ladies and gentlemen, a slight pullback in the gold price, even a decent pullback, is not going to affect the opportunity they have at the moment. Not financial advice, as always. Do your own research. But I wanted Brad to just pop into the studio quickly to tell us what the latest updates are. Brad, great to see you. Thanks for joining.
Kerry, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity.
Newly put into the hot seat, only a few weeks in. You were operations director before, so you clearly liked what you saw. Tell our beautiful audience out there, what have you got and why they should be interested?
So for anybody that's looked at Kaiser before, in the last 6 months, we've really transformed it.
Okay.
So we announced the acquisition of the Henty Gold Mine.
Yep.
We acquired that then in mid-May. Yep. It's gone fantastic since then. We had the first 6 weeks, was awesome. We had 8,000 ounces for the quarter, which we've announced the production numbers. Super happy with that transaction overall. We bought that on an assumption that the Aussie dollar gold price was somewhere between 4,500 and 5,000. 5,000 on the upside. So
okay.
Regardless of any recent gold moves, we are still super happy. And
so even if the gold price pulls back even substantially on the assumptions that you made when you bought it, you've still got a very healthy margin.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
No questions whatsoever.
Okay.
So Henty's doing fantastic for us. And the other bit of the company that really trying to get across to people is we've got the project at Maldon. Henty, as a total, has produced 1.4 million ounces, and we think it's great. Maldon, from underground reefs, has produced 1.75 million ounces.
Okay.
Is a bigger footprint, has more open ore bodies, more opportunity for exploration success, okay. And eventually could be a much bigger project. Incidentally, it's also had another sort of 300,000-400,000 ounces of alluvial material come off the top of it. So right. It's a great project right in the heart of the Golden Triangle.
So what are you doing with that project at the moment? Is it permitted? Can you get how do you get it back into production?
Yeah, so we're sitting in a fantastic position. Victoria's not always the easiest place to do business in, and I think a lot of people know that and understand that. But we are sitting there right now with an operating process plant capable of 200,000 tonnes per annum, and we are continuing to operate that all the time, feeding some lower grade material that's been left over in the area. So that will just continue to tick away and operate. The mine itself, the Union Hill mine, it sits right in the middle of that, and right in the middle of our larger mining lease there, still remains fully permitted. Technically, it's on care and maintenance. We've just been drilling in the open pit. We announced a week and a half ago, I think, that drilling had been completed there. Assays are sort of last assays are sort of on their way back in at the moment, so hopefully soon we'll announce what the results of that have been.
Okay.
And we are trucking and moving dirt there 3-4 days a week at the moment on the surface and taking it across to the process plant. So fully operational site. We're not currently mining underground. You know, we're not drilling and blasting as of today, but certainly the opportunities there. But you know, what I'm trying to get across to people as much as I can is that there's the Union Hill mine, which you can see from the surface, and you can go to the lookout there and have a look at it. But the footprint of that project underneath is so much bigger. The pit that's there doesn't do it justice in terms of scale. We've got some new imagery we need to try and we're working on, and we need to get out. We produced the long section which shows the Nuggety Reef and then the Union Hill and down to Alliance and the German. What we don't get out to people on that is it's actually 3 separate lines of lode that are all alive and all have potential. And even from where the exploration decline went down in the past, drilling back to where the line of lode is at the German Reef is, that's all alive there as well. So there's a big scale project there.
Because I know you're quite excited about this. Is it a different set of eyes that you're putting on it? You're very operational. You've built mines before. Are you bringing a different set of eyes? Because it's had challenges in the past.
Yeah, I think so. I say yes and no, because there's obviously lots of people that have looked at it in the past, and different people are going to have had different ideas in terms of how to go about it. And we're certainly helped by a robust gold environment and the fact that we've got Henty producing cash flow, which means we can invest into Union Hill and really do it properly. So we do need to take a little bit of a step back there and look at the bigger picture at Uni Hill. We can put together a big project, which will eventually provide a lot of value for shareholders, and we can keep doing that. At the same time, we can do the drilling in the pit, and we can do some rehab in the decline, and we can set up to drill underground. We can probably go and drill out the low-grade stockpiles that are on the surface and turn around and put those into resource. We can do all of that work at the same time as looking at that bigger
picture.
And it'll take a little bit more time to get that bigger picture all together.
Right.
But I think there's potential for something super substantial there. By comparison.
Hang on a second. You said super substantial. Substantiate that.
Oh, well, maybe the best way I can do it. So Henty, which we love, has mined 1.4 million ounces in total.
Right.
Malden, out of the footprint that we have, mined 1.75 million ounces until sort of 100 years ago.
Right.
So we think Henty's a substantial operation. So certainly we think that Malden has potential to repeat that again.
Okay.
Very forward-looking statement there.
Very forward-looking statement. It's okay because I'm asking the question, so you can't get in trouble. No, I'm just kidding. What can people expect, or what I want people to understand is why they should be looking at you right now. Give us 3 reasons why they should be looking at you right now.
Obviously, gold producer with a good margin in a cracking gold price environment. A pullback over one night, I don't think that changes the macro story in total. There's a lot of things going on in the world. A bit of profit taking overnight, so be it. I think gold's still in a really healthy place and we're in a really great position. We are still come growth at Henty, but we're doing a lot of work down there. We've just got the throughput rate of the process plant up, and we put an announcement out the other day saying that we've got it up to 400,000 tonnes on a trial basis. And there was a couple of things to fine-tune in terms of pumps and screens. What we didn't say is we're actually operating quite stably at 360,000 tonnes per annum. So, a little bit of doubt about, how temporary that is. We're very comfortable with that as a position, and we're investing heavily into the underground there. We're debottlenecking the decline, which has been a constraint for 20 years. We've got bigger trucks going in there. We've got bigger loaders going in there.
Yeah, that's important too.
New resource reserve statement out. Hopefully gives people just a little bit more comfort in terms of the life, because we had we used Catalyst's last reserve calculation, which we'd reviewed and was very happy with, and that's what we did our DD on. So we're quite happy to re-report that as part of the transaction. But we'll put our own fresh one out shortly, and hopefully show we've got a pretty good life there at Henty. So we're certainly not finished there at all. And then the big upside on top of that is Malden. And the massive thing is that we've got a cash flow out of Henty to really do justice to that project as a whole, and give it its best chance. Cracking historical projects in the middle of the Golden Triangle needs some love and some work, but a lot of upside.
Well, he joined the company as the operations guy. He clearly, like what he said, he's now the managing director of Kaiser Reef. This is not financial advice, ladies and gentlemen, but this is an operating gold mine down in Tasmania. They've got the optionality up in Victoria. Lots going on, and if you were sitting next to Brad as I am, you could actually feel he's pretty excited about what's going on in Victoria and how he can deliver value to this company going forward. So watch this space. As I said at the start, ASX code is KAU. Brad, thanks so much for joining me at a really busy IMARC 2025.
Kerry, thank you.